Yes. It has been a little bit of time, but we are back. It feels so good to be back uh, on the ones and twos once
Yes.
again. What is going on, everybody? This is your host Serg Vicente, and I'm joined as always as my sister from another mister, Ms. Jade. Ms. Jade, what it do? Welcome to the
We,
show.
it's been a long time. We shouldn't have
It's been
left
a
you.
long time. We shouldn't have left you.
But we're here now.
But
But
we
we're
here
here now.
now. We are here now. Thank you everybody who's watching right now live on the fastest growing YouTube channel in all of combat sports. You know, we're
Oh.
talking about the Scrap News. Salute to the plug. Make sure you follow the Scrap News for the absolute best in all of combat sports media. People like seeing, the gotcha columns and the other nonsense. That ain't what you're gonna get when you come to the Scrap News. You're gonna get quality journalism and really good content on prospects and up and coming people that you need to watch out on the regional scene. Really can check them out. They specialize in that. All right.
Yes.
With that being said, shout out to not only the Fight Podcast as well. We love you guys. Miss Jade, how you been?
Man, listen, life been lifing, but we here.
Life been
we got
lifing.
we got smiles on our faces. We here to talk about professional wrestling, some fun, and it's gonna be great. So let's
And it has been great. I swear, so much has happened since we have last spoken.
this was
But
the
we're
most
gonna kick it
wrestling
off
ass
here.
weekend. This was like
This
what
wrestling ass weekend, we
this
didn't even
wrestling
prime y'all in the way that we
weekend.
needed to.
Oh
But
my God.
we're gonna go ahead and cover all of the festivities and the shenanigans to make sure we are on top of all of this for you. But I think the biggest news of the weekend, to some it might be others, but to us, it has to start and end with the greatest faction of all time. Is this the end of the bloodline? Is this the end, Dre? For those who do not know, at the end, we had, Sammy and KO going against the tribal chief and Solo, and everything looked like it was going to plan. The Usos showed up. They just went out there and murked Sammy. This is when Roman was just sitting off to the side. I don't know where he was. He was trying to find his hair. Then he turns back around, and you know what I'm saying? And then you have, KO is there, about to get the super kick of death, ended up missing it. And one timer Solo for selling the hell out of that super kick. You thought he was shot by a sniper. That dude took the hell out of he took that bump, and I loved it. Roman comes back in there, muffs Jimmy, muffs Jay a couple times,
What are
and it
you
was all
doing?
good
You're
until
not
he
even supposed
said,
to be here.
no, it wasn't that. I knew it was all bad. He said, you ain't day one no more. And when that
Man.
this ain't day one no more came out of his mouth, he turned around and Jimmy, I ain't nobody's bitch Uso, gave him the super kicks. He brought his inner Shawn Michaels and pulled that super kick out.
He pulled
Dre,
it back from
how did you
1992.
feel?
He sure did.
And he really did. When this moment happened, how
He
did you
threw
feel?
that thing. I literally did this. I
Yo,
genuinely just threw my hands in the air.
why did I throw the ones up? Like I was like,
Throw them up.
I threw it up because you know what I
I
realized?
yes, please.
The Usos are the bloodline.
There was no bloodline without
Usos,
them.
there's nothing. So when he
Let's
goes,
let's get some things straight. Let's
let
set
him
them straight
know.
real quick, Serge.
Set him
Okay.
straight.
Because I've been on this program. I've been on the infamous group chat.
You
And
have
let's be
said
clear.
this.
And let's be very clear. Love me, love everybody in the bloodline. Every single human being that is participating in the bloodline, in its storyline, and everything that's going on with it has played their part tremendously. So far, to a T. I was there in the beginning. I was there in the Thunderdome.
I
I
wasn't
was
there
there.
watching,
I was there
talking about
when
believe that.
Jimmy was still injured, and it was just Jay and Roman had made the turn and was hazing Jay and doing all, and all the jamming. I was there for the I Quit match when Jimmy came back. And the only reason Jay said I quit was because Roman attacked Jimmy. I saw all of that. This was the beginning.
Saw it all.
Brought it back. This brought it back to one. And I've been saying this from the very beginning. Jay has been killing it. He is very much the
fantastic
of the storyline for sure.
Yes. Yes.
But I kept making sure on this very program and in our infamous group chat to be like, do not sleep on Jimmy. I was like, y'all got to remember, I was like, do not sleep on Jimmy. Jimmy actually was the standout, in my personal opinion, of the Usos from the jumpity jump. And Jay and Jay was always great, but Jay wasn't as good on the mic at first. That was Jimmy who did the majority of the talking at first.
Right.
So to see Jay, seeing Jay's growth through this process, through this particular storyline has been amazing. But I was like, please do not sleep because y'all gonna act like y'all forgot. And this right here is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this moment when after he hit that first super kick, and Jay was looking like, oh God, we about to get put on punishment. And he said, look at here.
He said, look at me.
Look at me. I'm your brother. I got you. And he hit Roman with that second kick. I said, we're heading into another gear.
Sizzler. That's where we going.
This bloodline, we not finished yet. We got more juice in the squeeze, baby. It's going down. We have so many, and we're back to that place right before Mania, right? Where we're like, this could go so many different ways. Especially when Solo got kicked accidentally, right? Like, it can go so many different ways. Yeah.
Because everybody acts like Solo is whatever, but Solo is their brother. You know what I'm saying? So it's what's gonna happen is Solo gonna turn on him and all of a sudden be like, because remember Jay is the ultimate family guy. And one thing, and I sent it to the infamous group chat. There was a clip where you can really hear what Jay saying. He's not yelling Roman's name. He's yelling Joe. He's calling this man by his name. So at this point in time, Jay is his character.
Submit them for consideration for the Emmys. God dang it! Put it on the ballot.
This is awesome stuff. This is all just chef's kiss. I mean, this is just awesome stuff.
They're gonna have to start a whole new new category for sports entertainment.
Pro wrestling. You have to.
For reality sports entertainment category is. I don't know, child. It's gonna be amazing.
This story, like what he like the emotion, because what it's showing is that Jay's been brainwashed to the point he's like, yo, Roman gotta be doing this for family, right? This is a family thing. But Jimmy getting him out of it, oh man, it's perfect. It's perfect because everything that he's done has been for Jimmy. He keeps going back for Jimmy.
And not realizing that, I think, and I think it's vice versa too. Jimmy, the only reason Jimmy went along with this whole jam, it was like, well, Jay's here
because of Jay. Yep.
And of course the elders, right? The Afonseca and everything came out and did that whole jam. And so I really feel like. But what's really dope about this is if you really, there's so much reality that they could pull from. The Usos were in WWE before Roman was.
Yes, they were. Yes, they were.
Not much before, but before. They were on TV in wrestling matches before Roman ever became before the Shield even showed up.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that's something that they can pull from as well. And I think we've got to get over the whole Jimmy and Jay gonna have to figure their stuff out. Solo is this beautiful wild card that we don't know what can happen. Roman is I am so excited for Roman to lose his mind and just I want
great
for unhinged Roman. I can't wait for it because
that's gonna be perfect.
I can't wait for that. That's going to
Roman
be so
is
fun.
The Roman that came back. That kind of like wild card. Remember when he came back and he took the belt from Bray and whoever the heck it was. Who was it?
Maybe Bray.
Yeah, I think it was Braun and Bray and Braun. Yeah, because they broke the ring, right?
One of the bees.
And that's when Roman came
or was that
back.
Brock? I think that was Brock. He broke the ring with Brock. No.
He broke the ring with a number of people because that was Bray and Braun were going at it at that point in time.
That was the first one.
Beat And then so remember when Roman came back, he was just like brolic and like angry.
and
He's
didn't
gonna be
say
back to
much.
that. Yeah, you're
And he didn't
right.
say much. I want
Right.
so this is so I don't think I think it's going to be a little different. I think
Okay.
I want unhinged Roman. I want screaming at the audience,
Yeah.
breaking shit. Like I want
I
unhinged.
agree with you. I
You
agree
mean
with you.
my fan? Like because we're not going to get
Yeah.
it until everyone leaves him, until Solo is
Right.
gone, also until Paul
Mm-hmm.
Heyman is gone too. Like we're not going to get it until then, but but we're gonna see it. The seeds are already planting. If you notice how he reacted to the loss, and then how he reacted when he was leaving
Yeah.
the ring, like there's like these little ticks he's doing. Like they're giving us the seeds of Roman's going to give us again the Emmy. He's going for it. Coming for his cousin on the acting skills. Like he's coming for him. He said, "Hold on, Big DJ. I got you real quick. I'm on your heels,
I'm
brother."
telling you, I
Like, and
am
I love
looking
it.
forward to
I love it
this.
so much.
I love it. I love it. I
I
mean,
love it so
truly,
much.
the more you think about it, this is. I mean, as storylines go, what long-term storytelling has been like this and this consistent?
It's been a long time, and I
Come
have to.
on.
And it's so good that I have to even. I had my mother and my father, for of course, while we were cooking and stuff for Memorial Day or whatever. I threw it on,
Okay.
and I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Let
because
me."
they got they got most of the saga on online now. Yeah.
Well, that and not even just that, but they had like the vignettes before. Like they didn't even need the
Right.
whole saga. They just peeped the little vignette before, and
Yeah.
like it is now a running joke about the bloodline imploding in this house, in my parents' house, like because Michael Cole and Corey Graves said it so much during the match. They're like, "Is the bloodline imploding? It is. It's imploding," and my parents are cracking up about
Hilarious.
it. But it's so as it was a joke, and then as the match kept going. Then my dad had questions. He's like, "So wait, they're related to The Rock, right?" And then they're like, "Okay, so how?" I was like, "Well," and
Right.
then you got to throw out the whole thing. And my parents used to watch. The reason why my sisters and I watch wrestling is because of them.
So you start talking about Afa and Sika, and their eyes really
I
get big.
I went back to Rikishi because that was when we used to watch it together, right? And they
Right.
were like, I was like, "Yeah, remember him? Those are his sons. All three of them are his sons." And it was just like, but they haven't watched wrestling in years,
Yeah.
but they
Yeah.
absolutely watched that match and they were like asking questions and wanted to know
Oh
a little
yeah.
more. So I was like, this is one of those storylines can get people that maybe used to watch wrestling back into it,
For
or
sure.
if
For
they
sure.
never if you've never watched wrestling, this is one of those things I always say, like for the dudes whose girlfriends make fun of them for watching wrestling or whatever. I'm like, this would be one of those. This is the perfect little saga to get them into this. A, because all the men's is fine. That's just A. B.
Look, to be
So
fair, my
B, the
lady
story is good.
definitely doesn't. She always watches, the bloodline matches. Is very happy
It's
to.
really easy to just go, I wonder who they are. And then it's over with.
Yeah. Hey, look, no hate here. I get it. I absolutely get it. All right. So, where do we go from here?
Let's go backwards. We're already there. We might as well go to Cody Brock.
All right, Cody. Oh no, I was talking about more so the bloodline. I was like, where were you moving on? I was talking about where do they go from here?
I think we
Yes.
milk it. I think we milk it
Okay.
some more. I think we get the Roman wants to punish the Usos, and then he wants singles matches with each and every one of them. And I think we're gonna get shenanigans and not a single clean finish in any of them. But I think it's gonna be
who's gonna end up being the one to be? Is it gonna be Jay? Is Jay gonna be the one? It has to be, right? At this point in time, the way they set it up, it almost has to be Jay.
If it ain't Solo.
No, but that didn't make sense for it to be Solo.
Let me say, I can make it make sense. I can make it make sense.
Okay, let me hear it. Let me hear what you're saying.
So on the back end, and before I make it make sense.
Storyline wise, I don't think it makes sense.
Storyline wise, I think it could, depending on where they decide his loyalty lies. Right.
Okay.
And also, it could also be one of those things where, like, you even just said it. Solo's their brother. I would not even be surprised if they finagled it like this was always, like, not always planned, but they planned this for this match.
Yeah.
Because there is no other, there's Afasika, and then there's the Usos. Them the
Yep.
tag team, and then there's their dad, the head
And
shrinkers, and all that
he
stuff.
did say
And
something. Jimmy
and
did
the
say,
Samoan submission machine. Like
you remember,
their direct lineage is tag teams, not Rome.
well,
Roman's is too,
and
but
also though, do you remember what was it? Jimmy said in his family, he is the head of the bloodline.
because he's the oldest twin.
Yeah, he's the oldest
Yeah.
of the twins. So him saying that, and again, who's a part of his bloodline? Solo is. You know what I'm
I
saying?
could
So when it really boils down to, I can see all of them looking at Jimmy. If it
I could see
like that.
Jimmy. I could see Jimmy somehow convincing Solo that listen, like they're gonna make it seem like Solo's with Roman for a minute. They're gonna make it seem like it's a split all day. And
there's
I think
a reason why they made it once he was drafted to SmackDown. It was him and Solo together. They did,
and they also wanted us to make us think that they were going to be able to beat KO and Sammy for those titles too. Like they wanted us to make us. They wanted to make it believable.
Planting all the seeds. They're planting all the seeds.
I think it would be really cool, and this is just me personally. And again, I'm cool with literally any of the options of how this goes. I think it all will be dope. But I would love to see some sort of like Jimmy is the one, not Jay. Because the Jay is still, oh my gosh, Jay's still scared to death. I would love to see where Jimmy, in some kind of way, slowly but surely, is convincing Solo, like, hey, you're a grown man. I see what you decide to go there, and I get it, but understand, see how rocking with Roman, where it gets you. We your brothers. We always gonna be your brothers, but just understand when you rock with Roman, you're gonna become his punching bag, and then that kind of happen. It only happens once though. I think that Roman, because they already kind of did it when he accidentally
he bumped him. They teased it. They kind of both looked at each other.
Exactly, and Roman looked scared.
Yep.
And he didn't go like, you would think head of the table. He'd be like, yeah, get out the way.
He was just like, oh shit.
He was like, yeah, no. He don't want those problems. I can see the Usos being like, listen, we've been in this game for this long. Our brother is, lifting up our brother is the best thing we could possibly do. We've done everything we've ever wanted to do in this business. And if Solo is the one, they can make it really dope. Like, hey, I don't know how they do it per se. I don't think it's both. And I don't know if it's both titles. I don't know if it's a new, a unified thing. But
I hear you.
I think it would be fly. And it'd be a hell of a way to build a new star. Hell of a way to build a new star.
You know what though? But here's the thing. You can also build Jay as a solo star also.
Jay is already a star.
I know he is, but to be fair, also a solo. But here's the thing. I'm gonna say this. It makes more sense, and they have been paying off storylines left and right. It makes more sense for the story. It started with Jay. It ends with Jay. Jade never lost the I Quit match. He never you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
he never quit. He quit because he quit because of his brother.
But he
still it was. Come on.
I mean, I
don't.
I hear you, and I'm not mad, and I am totally not mad at Jay winning. I just, for me, I just do not see a situation where the Usos even want to be singles wrestlers. I don't see that. I think they.
I hear you. I
think they're the Usos, right? And
sure.
Their brother, and like for them to be able to use this platform to build their brother up, I think is in the storyline. I think there's a really fly way they could do that. And then on top of that is just to remember that Jimmy and Jay are already stars. So like they don't necessarily need a singles title. They are already stars. They're already stars.
I guess that's what you're saying, I guess makes sense in terms of building up a up and coming star. I hear you. It's not what I want. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense, but
I actually don't think either. Three of them should beat Roman for a belt. I think they should pin him.
Yeah.
For something, or just pin him in general.
They gotta pin him.
But I don't see them. I don't see any of those three really, truly beating him for that title. That's a Brock, Cody, Seth, AJ Styles, some debuting superstar we don't know yet. job, in my personal opinion. That's just what I see WWE doing. Not necessarily what I think, but that's just what I see WWE. I just don't see them letting. I just don't see them having one of those three beat Roman for those titles. I think it's a Brock thing. I personally actually think it's gonna be Brock, and I think,
oh, gross.
I know, but then they can have Solo or someone Solo beat Brock and be the new kind of head of the table kind of thing, because he was able to beat Roman and Brock was. Well, Brock has, but you know what I'm saying. Or Roman was. Oh, I feel you. I just rolled my eyes when I said it.
I usually be so lockstep with you with these things. I hope none of that happens.
I don't want it to
That's not
happen.
even fun fantasy booking.
I don't want it to happen, but you're doing all of that because
Brock
you
keeps
watched,
beating all these black dudes. He just beat another one this weekend. Speaking of that
you've
one,
watched,
let's jump into this one.
You will
Cody
not.
Rhodes versus Brock
Cody,
Lesnar. Let's just
you
jump into
just
it.
did that.
You just smoothly.
Let's go. Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar goes in here.
He's so upset.
He's mad because he knows WWE will pull it. Could pull it.
Especially with
They could
Vince
pull it.
lurking in the shadows. Yes, I could absolutely see.
He's just
He
the
is
beast just in there.
he truly is Voldemort, just out here. I don't know, is like he who shall not be named is just lurking everywhere. I cannot stand it.
That's
yeah, Cody Rhodes, Brock Lesnar. Brock just keeps beating black dudes left and right. Black dude get a good thing going, he just take a L.
You gotta quit, because people on Twitter be forgetting that the Cody Luther King stuff is a joke, and they be like, "Y'all keep inviting white people to the barbecue." I'm like, it's a joke. Like, it's not.
Look, man, look. If they just getting into the party, it is their job to go back and find out what the rest of us is talking about.
It's just a joke.
It's just, you know what I'm saying? Don't be out here all tight about jokes you don't understand because you just got here. People used to talk about Bullet Club stuff. I didn't know what the hell a Bullet Club was, but guess what? Did a little research, and I realized my boy Fergalicious was out here, two sweeting dudes, and I was here for it. You know what I'm saying?
Out here, two sweeting dudes. I love that.
So go out there and get you two, you know what I'm saying? Come on now.
You know what? How do you feel, Serge, about Brock beating Cody? I mean, I got an idea of how you might feel.
I mean, to be fair, I felt like it was about time they gave him one. Because I feel like he's been just taking L's and stuff for people, so I'm sure he had to finally win one.
Well, because now him and Cody are 1-1 now.
Right, and it builds up a good trilogy. And again, those are two guys that sell tickets. Brock doesn't have to be there every day. You have him pop up from time to time. It works perfectly. Cody can be there every day, cut amazing promos each and every week.
Yeah,
love it. Right, he can keep the energy of the feud going. Saying Brock is scared, this and that. Right, he can do it. It makes sense. I love it.
I agree.
So we'll see that in SummerSlam. Cool. I'm here for it.
It was a fun match in my first. It was a fun match.
It was a fun match. And
we love Brock when he put his working boots on. We love that.
I literally took the words out of my mouth. When Brock likes somebody and puts his working boots on, first of all, the bumps he takes,
not many his size.
He gets shot out of a cannon.
Facts.
So if you can tell when Brock likes you, because if he don't, he be stiff with everything, and you can see it. The way he done spiked Kofi and them, you can tell he was not playing games. He was out here just spiking dudes.
You know what I was going to also say about Cody is that, like, Cody is such a polarizing figure sometimes.
He can be, for sure. Yeah.
I really do appreciate that. I think he's probably the last really wrestler right now who really kind of cares about the fact that kids are still watching wrestling.
Yes. And
a lot of people, and Serge, you and I are both guilty of this. We love a good heel, right? Like, we love heels because we love the shenanigans of it all. But
Roman is a good heel that loves the kids.
Roman's a good heel who loves the kids, but I'm talking about just like a storyline, right? In kayfabe, right? So I think a lot of one of the reasons Cody started getting booed in AEW is because AEW fans tend to be very they like to be very contrarian, just because. And I think they were getting they were getting tired of the babyface Cody and wanted him to turn heel. Cody didn't want to turn heel. He was still like, he was really wanted to do the babyface run that his dad didn't really get to do in WWE. He did it everywhere else, but he didn't get to do it there. And so I really do like, there is something to, I really like the fact that Cody's getting to do this babyface in peril kind of character, and that it is going to, and although like everyone and their mama would have loved for him to beat Roman at Mania and like finish the story, then I actually really am okay with the fact that he didn't, just because I think that it makes more, he's kind of doing the whole hard times Dusty Rhodes thing, like he's going through the hard times, and then like as long as it doesn't go to like next year's Mania, I'm cool. If we get it, like I would love for him to finish it. It probably will. But I would love it for it. SummerSlam feels like a good time. Hell, even day one, January 1st, 24th, fine. But if it lasts all the way till Mania, child, there's gonna need to be a lot of creativity to make that stretch.
Yeah.
But right now, that man is over like Rover. He's over as all get out. The kids are loving him, and he is really good in that role. You just can't be mad. He's great.
You get to handing that weight belt out to little kids and stuff like that,
He's so
and
good
hugging babies and shaking hands. Like, dude is great at it. I mean, he is what you wish Homelander was. Dude is out there incredible with it. I'm telling you. All right. But the match itself was cool. Cody got bounced. It is what it is. All right. Let's start off talk about the one of my favorite matches of the evening. It started off the Raw World Heavyweight Championship, right? Is that what they're calling it? What are they calling it now?
Just World Heavyweight Championship.
World Heavyweight Champion on Raw.
It's just world, just the world.
Yeah, there it is. So I'm just so used to so many different names with my championship.
Because there's 7,000 championship names.
Exactly. But this
Roman's the universal of all life forms.
Yeah,
champion,
universal super king, tribal chief, badass.
I think it's just I think I got it. He is the WWE Universal World Universal Champion. I don't know if heavyweight's in there.
I think heavyweight's in it.
It might be in there. The WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, because the World Heavyweight Champion is the new belt.
Exactly. Is newly crowned Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth, that man.
This era's Macho Man Randy Savage.
That man.
This dude is, I mean, Macho Man is your guy. Is that a fair comparison?
Macho Man Randy Savage was my favorite pro wrestler when I was a little kid, and I am not mad at that comparison. I'm also going to give you another one. I think that man is he got a couple daddies. Because I think we forget the Shawn Michaels of it all sometimes with Seth, because he has remixed it so nice that it's his own.
He literally in Raw did a Shawn Michaels bit when he jumped. First of all, did the thing. Can we talk about the best heel in all of professional wrestling for 2 seconds? My boy, Dominic Mysterio. Dom Mysterio is so damn good. He is over in 2 organizations. My goodness.
We gonna get to that, because that was great.
At AEW.
That got such a big pop.
So proud. I was proud.
The movie theater that my sister and brother-in-law and I watched Double or Nothing at on Sunday, which was a great. If you don't get it, if you guys watch AEW pay-per-views, check to see if your local AMC theater is playing them, because there is no better way to watch a wrestling pay-per-view than in the theater, which feed up and a cocktail and your popcorn. It's amazing. Anyway,
probably a good time. Sounds great.
But great, it got the theater popped for that so hard. Like you would have thought we was at the show.
Yes. I believe it. Like listening to that happen, you could only imagine how happy I was. I giggled so hard, and I was just like, yo, why can't Dom be the one to beat Roman? Or Seth?
Give Dom all the belts.
The fact that they even made a joke about it, and Seth Rollins and AJ Styles cracked up laughing, I thought was, I think it's foreshadowing to an extent. You know what I'm saying? He would be such like I want him to have the United States Championship. I want him to have that one. Give him that belt.
Their issue right now is if he beats Austin Theory, he gonna be a face. That's the issue because he's a heel at the moment.
Kidding.
I personally think that's why he's not even in that room yet because
I think
Austin's
you're right.
And Dom's supposed to be a heel.
That is it. Because he's so over right now, you could absolutely give him a belt. You could absolutely give him something.
And that's the one to give him.
Yo, he is so unserious, and it is so amazing. Like him going up there, he be jumping in Rhea's arms. He be the way after the match that they had Rhea had this past weekend. The way he started laughing at, but like the dude he's incredible. And by the way, y'all see my man rocking his daddy shirt still. He can't get away with it. He can't stay kayfabe everywhere, huh?
He his daddy's son. That's all we're gonna say. And if your daddy was Rey Mysterio, you would also wear the shirt.
Hey, look, I want the shirt he had on.
And we're not related to these people. Absolutely.
I was trying to find the shirt he had. I was like, what Rey Mysterio shirt is this?
If you find it, you better
want that one.
If you find the link, you better send it on over.
I got you. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think he's freaking great. And like to kind of double back to the World Heavyweight Champion. First of all, AJ Styles and Seth Rollins.
What a great match. What a great match.
And we already knew that because like they're not new to this.
Exactly.
We already knew they were going to give us a great match. And they did. They gave us a really good. It was like for
sure.
And of course, the stakes are great. Like I love when a really good match has some stakes, and the new title is some great stakes. And of course, the right man won. Seth Rollins was supposed to win, and he did. He's
never been this over in his career. He's always been over. He's so over right now.
And he's always been over. I mean, he had that one little. We won't talk about that Bray Wyatt moment.
We ain't gonna talk about that. But he's always been. But for the most part, he's always been over. And right now, he's super over.
Oh, I wanted to give you another one.
He should have that belt for a while. They should let him keep that belt for a while.
He should not lose it until 2024.
Exactly. 1,000%. And he should be defending it all the time, just like building his legend, just murking fools left and right. Yep.
And yeah. And I think another one of his daddies, we talked about Macho Man Randy Savage. We talked about Shawn Michaels, obviously. This is when
Triple H is definitely his other one.
I mean, hello, he uses the pedigree. But what I was going to say is when the Shield first arrived and he had that blonde streak in his head. Again, the Shield was such a talk about the Shield running wrestling. They're doing them fools is like they're the clique of now.
I was just going to say that. I was like, the Shield and the clique are running professional wrestling.
Yeah, and they did, and they kind of did it better than the clique because they did it kind of sooner. If you think like sooner in their careers, and they're all just at the top. They're all at the top of their respective companies and haven't left. Like they haven't left the top.
And they keep except for one, they keep getting better and better.
Stop it, because I'm not receiving any of that hate right now. What I was gonna say is I always thought Seth Rollins gave Jeff Hardy vibes too, because Tyler Black back in the day used to love a good jump off of something crazy. So early Seth Rollins,
I can see that.
Used to jump off of something crazy, but not just the style of wrestling, but the charisma and the fact and the connection to fans. Like Jeff Hardy's gonna always be over. Seth Rollins is unless this man pulls a Hulk Hogan or something, he's gonna always be over.
Nah, he's
especially he's legitimizing it now. Like he's cementing it right now. And it's he's hitting his stride. He has found his character. He's killing it. At every aspect of it, he's killing it. He is from the outfits, from him. I swear. Shout out to Surat.
Yeah, man. Just looking
killing them outfits, bro.
Killing them outfits. He looked like a member of the Isley Brothers in his last outfit. It was nuts.
Like did you see the photo where someone photoshopped him in that Isley Brothers from the 70s, like in the picture, and I had to triple take. And I had to triple take. I'm like, no, that's Seth Rollins. Oh no.
He had look
It was
just
great.
like them dudes.
Great.
Like it's incredible. So him winning the belt, good call. I loved
Yeah.
it. Um, and yeah, we'll move right along for the rest of this stuff.
Well, those are the three
We
main
had
events. We just,
well, and
you know,
then
they
we
had,
had Bianca and Asuka, which was an interesting match.
yes,
Very creative finish.
yes,
A great title reign ends, but Asuka is a deserving champion as well, a good
absolutely.
champion, and to be able to finally see her cook as this character is going to be really nice, especially getting away from Bianca a little bit, hopefully, and actually seeing Bianca kind of seeming like she wants to turn heel a little bit. So all of these things happening, I wasn't mad at the decision. Not at all. It is what it is. It was what it was.
The
Any
build could have
thoughts on
been a
that, real
smidge.
quick?
Yeah, the build could have been a
Mhm.
smidge better, obviously, but you know, shout out to Bianca Belair. We stand her here on the Lovely
Absolutely,
Royal Rundown.
absolutely, absolutely. She's the
She's a
best.
generation. She's a generational talent, and Mama's
Jane Cena.
Miss Mama deserves a break. So I hope we don't see her for like 2 weeks. Go sit down, go
Absolutely.
sleep,
Get a little break.
Just
You know what I'm
go,
saying? Hang out with your
go
husband.
take a
Do your
breath, honey.
thing. Go beat up
'Cause
Nick Cannon for saying foolishness.
she-
All of
yeah,
that.
do that. And you know,
All
and then
that.
she gonna come back strong, you know, in whatever version we get of her. Because if we get a heel Bianca, it's gonna be great. If she continues to be a face, then we just make sure we build up opponents for her. But other than that,
Absolutely.
we're gonna be great.
Absolutely. No, that was great. Trish beating Becky. I'm here for it. It works. What
Agreed.
else? What else? What else? Anything
Zoe
else that
Starks,
really stood
Zoe
out?
Zoe Starks from NXT made her debut during the Trish
She
and
did.
Becky match,
Yep.
and I'm interested to see that. A lot of people to speak really highly of Zoe Stark, so I have not watched enough of her to kind of
Neither
get it
have I.
to have an opinion. But I will say that I think everything was executed really well in
Yeah.
her debut, and I think
Yeah.
that was a really great way to debut her. And I'll heel Trish every time, all the time. Heel
She's
Trish
great.
is so great.
And to be fair, she can still go a little bit.
That backhanded sounded compliment. She still go a little bit.
For real. What am I supposed to
She,
say? Like, it's not like perfect, but like it
yeah,
seems like she's getting better each time out. It seems like she's getting her sea legs back a little bit.
yeah,
She's in shape. Like you already said it. Like Lita can't go. It's done. Like don't do this no more. Your knees ain't here for it. You know, like it was just off. But on the other side, like Trish got it. She can still get it. So I enjoyed that. That was cool. And um, Gunther Ali put on a show. Salute to Ali. He did his thing. Gunther is Gunther. Not mad at that at all. He is a dominant champion, and
that was a sleeper. I enjoyed that match. Sleeper match of the
I did
night for
too.
me was Gunther
But you know what
Mustafa.
though? Is it though?
I
Was
enjoyed that.
Ali always cooks? Gunther always cooks at the
Yeah,
biggest stage. I expected to be nothing different. You know,
yeah, for
especially
sure.
that type of opponent for Gunther. He does a really good job with the
Agreed.
high flyer type of guys. For a bigger guy, he works extremely well with the smaller guys,
Yeah,
and they're always entertaining matches.
absolutely. I have nothing else. I have nothing to add. That
There we
was
go. All right. Anything else with the Night of Champions? Nah.
not really. No, I think we Rhea
Covered
and
everything.
Rhea versus Natty. We don't even need to talk about because I don't even think the match even like really happened.
Nah.
Um,
Yeah.
but one of my complaints would be that Rhea needs an opponent for that belt. She needs some sort of she needs a feud. She's in the Judgment Day stuff, which is great because they're at the top of the card, obviously. But we need
She needs somebody.
she needs a feud. So I need somebody, anybody. Something.
Well, they had like, and Naomi would be great right now, wouldn't she? Man, yeah, we don't gotta talk about it. But salute to her doing her thing over at
Miss Trinity on Impact,
Miss
been killing
Trinity and
it.
Impact is out here killing it. So
That
salute to her.
green every time, Trend, every time,
Yeah,
ma'am,
Trinity's
sis,
killing it over there. So
you are amazing. I love it. Love
yeah,
it.
she's doing her thing at Impact. Salute to her. What else? What else? But that's about it. That's about it. We can
That's it.
move
That's
right
not a
along.
champion. It had
That was
things.
Night Champion. Salute to them.
Good
Absolutely.
show. Good show.
WWE. Hoorah. All right. All that. All right. AEW Double or Nada. We
Yeah.
had that one. Look, I want to kick it off with the Battle Royale. I want to kick it off with that one for Orange Cassidy's whatever belt that is. He
All
has there.
Atlantic Championship.
No, did they change the name?
It's called All Atlantic now.
Okay,
Right?
okay. No, I thought
Right?
they changed it because it's not All Atlantic. I thought it was like the something else championship. It was the All Atlantic.
It is for the AEW International Championship. You are correct, Sergio. 1 for you. 3 points for you, sir. Well done.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, look, that ain't it.
That wasn't
is
it, Dre.
not it.
And you were correct.
But that match was a lot of fun. A lot of different characters in
much
there doing a
fun.
lot of different things. I did not anticipate anything from that match, and what I did get from it is a character that we used to have a lot of love for on this show. He has I'm not gonna say fallen out of favor, but he's always been known to be a good worker. Swerve Strickland goes out here and was cooking, folks.
He made
He
me a
went
believer
out there.
again.
He went out there and made me feel like he should have won that belt. It was one of those performances. I saw him go out there, and then even to the fact that him and Orange Cassidy, if you don't know, you sleeping on Orange Cassidy at this point in time, like you just a hater. Because I mean, this dude is cold. He can go out there and put on the best matches with anybody. And the thing about it is, watching him and Swerve essentially have a match, a solo match after everybody was kicked out was dope, right?
Yeah.
To just watch that was super crazy. But then even the finish was so Orange Cassidy, and then even to top it off with the with the Looney Tunes hands at the end, like the thing when he was falling down, hilarious, perfectly executed by both guys. I want to see a feud Orange Cassidy and Swerve Strickland. I need to see it.
I simply just want to see Swerve wrestle more.
I do too. And I want him to fall away from this stupid crew.
In a prominent storyline. I don't mind the crew even. I just want it. And let me tell you why I don't mind the crew. Con. So that's why. That's the only reason I don't.
Oh, you know what? No. I like the crew now.
Now
that they have
the remix crew.
The remix crew. Yeah, you know what? I think everybody felt us. They remixed that crew, and because I like Brian Cage, I like Khan, like those three, and they're so dope as a trios team because they're brolic, all three of them,
and they're 3 different types of wrestlers. I like that. That gives
you got
variety.
Toga, the Puerto Rican Samoan, who's ginormous. I knew I'd find a Puerto Rican. So my brother and I used to joke about that shit all the time. We was like, yo, one day, like I'm telling you, there's like a Puerto Rican Samoan. We found one. He looks exactly like you thought he would look like. Just
like y'all's cousin.
He looked just like my cousin. Yeah. He's dope. So you got Toa, you got, Khan, who's just brolic, and he has a great move set. He's actually really entertaining.
He's extremely entertaining and wonderful to watch. I enjoy his work very much.
Yes, in the same way that she enjoys Big E's work. And then we have not only that, Brian Cage, whom, if you don't remember Brian Cage, he was back in Lucha Underground. Dude has been around for a minute. He is super dope
and a bit underrated if we want to talk about it.
He's extreme. He's so underrated in my opinion. Yeah. He is so good. But the remix team is a lot better. You're so right. But look, I love it. That was super dope. I love the just kind of moving on quickly, the shenanigans with the tag team titles. That's fun. Look, Jeff Jarrett, Double J, salute. It is amazing to see somebody go out here and actually play kind of an old school 1980s heel kind of thing and get it off here in the 90s, that's it, the 90s, nigga.
Yep. Them. And no,
But
and
that's when
every
he was
decade.
around doing this
It's
thing.
been about
Yeah.
it's been about three decades or so that Jeff Jarrett has been wrestling A and B,
Yes.
getting
Yes.
a similar character over, but he's tweaked it in such a different way, or he's tweaked it in slight ways where it makes sense for whatever time period
It
he's wrestling in,
works.
and
It
it works.
works.
And I have to give him. I've never really been a Jeff Jarrett fan at all. Like, dare I say, I even grown a little bit sometimes when I've seen him in
Every
the past.
time, even because he
But,
comes
like,
out
I
here with the
can't-
tight glittery shirt. It just wasn't for me.
But I can't be mad that he plays. He knows. I mean, you know, he grew up in this.
And I'm not a fan of Jay Lethal either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You
but
know, okay,
together
so
they're cringy enough that it works.
I would have agreed with you a week ago, and then now I'm just kind of like, am I maybe a fan of them? Like, maybe I'm a fan. Like, actually, now I'm just kind of like,
I know it works though,
I
right?
think it works.
I'm so entertained by them.
But
It's so funny, yeah. Because they're definitely those two. It's just like every time they come on the screen, like, oh,
You're like,
I can't stand them.
But then
Like,
you're
you
watching
seem
the
like they-
segment.
And then I'm watching the segment,
and then
right?
you're
Like
laughing. And then
watching
you're
Jay
like, what's
Lethal
going
sitting
on?
here wooing like Ric Flair is just like, I'm like, what is going on? Like,
I mean,
why? Who is this guy?
now,
Next
okay,
thing I know, I'm hooked. I'm sitting here, I'm leaning in, I'm watching it, and I'm waiting to see people beat them up. Like, it
Yes.
works.
and the
It
Briscoe
works.
element, of course, is, you know, heartstring
Perfection.
full, of course. But it's such a. I actually really love the way that they've incorporated that without making it like so. It's still fun and funny,
Yes.
and we know the Briscoe, Mark passing is
Yeah.
it's still very there, and that's the overarching cloud over it all.
Absolutely.
But it's not the crux of the storyline.
Yeah.
It's we've all been wrestling in these indie streets forever, and here
And they're
we
all
are,
friends.
and we're all friends, and here we
Yep.
are, and blah blah blah, and like I love that about it, and Dax and Cash, that little promo they cut before on
Those
Honey
boys are dope. You already know how I feel about you know what I'm saying,
All of them.
Dax and Dash.
Yeah,
Like, I love those
FTR
dudes.
forever. They're the
FTR
great-
forever.
they are
Like, I am
so
here
good.
for the top guys all day.
all
Like,
day.
it's such a fan. But that was
a very,
fantastic.
very good match. Yes.
That was a great match. What am I missing? I'm missing the tomfoolery with the four pillars. Oh, no. I want to talk about
well,
Ricky got kicked out early. We can talk about the four
Yes.
pillars and MJF match. Look, everybody's
No,
stock
no,
went
no, no.
up. I think
Don't
it
talk
was
about
good.
that. Don't talk about
Okay,
that
no.
yet.
All right,
Don't talk
no
about that
worries.
yet.
I won't.
You specifically, Sergio,
Yes.
need to talk about your fellow family member. You need to talk about the former TBS champion, 60-1.
Hey,
You need to talk about your sister, Jade Cargill.
Jade. Yes.
We need to talk about
taking the L. She went out there. She took
she
an
took
L.
the W first.
First of all, she went out there. Her entrance, phenomenal. Okay.
I'm sure you
was a
really
beautiful
enjoyed it,
thing to
Sergio.
watch. Yes, or of mine, a wonderful sister of, Alpha Kappa Alpha, fraternity, sorority incorporated. Salute to those sisters. We see you out there doing your thing, but her going out there showing love to the sorority and her sorors was a beautiful thing to watch. I have to say this about Jade: the way that she represents and carries blackness with her, and it's so proud and dignified the way that she does it. She is an absolute joy to watch go out there and just win as a person. You know what I'm saying? So to her go out there and rep, essentially her set in the way that she did was super dope. But she's always rep blackness. She's always rep black women. And I am a fan of Jade as a person, as a wrestler as well, but specifically as a person, she's badass. But dope fucking entrance. I loved every second of it. Yes, please.
Can I add just the smallest thing? Because I got to throw Bianca Belair in here as well, just because they both were champions going into the weekend, and they're no longer
took it out. Yes,
but we
both the queens got taken out.
I mean, dang, they couldn't have spread that out for us. We had to just right before
at least it wasn't in February.
Right before Juneteenth, though. No, I'm just playing. Okay.
That's true too. At least it wasn't on Juneteenth. If it was up to
Great.
Vince, he definitely would have done that shit.
He would have done it on February 1st.
And then made Big E lose on Juneteenth.
That's messed up. Because listen, it's just really, first of all, it was those
He
two
would
women
have
in
Brock
particular.
Lesnar, Brock spike another black. He's just gonna spike Bobby again.
You see, why are you bringing up old hurt? Look,
They're doing hurt business.
Those two, dang, again, pain. Those two women in particular, but of course, like Naomi, Sasha Banks, or Trinity, and Mercedes Moné, Bianca Belair, Jade, Cargill. Those are 4 women at the top of their respective spaces. 4 of them at the same time, right? Like it's the thing that Little Dre like would have loved to see. Like again, for the longest time, we only had Jacqueline.
I'm certain.
And Jacqueline is the queen. We only had Jacqueline, and we got Jazz for a minute, and then we got Alicia Fox for a hot second. But like it was only like one at a time. You know what I mean? And we didn't. And the fact that there was multiple. Don't want Awesome Kong, cannot forget her, Asia Kong, of course. But like you just only, and they were just so spread out. But we had, at this particular second, we went in the weekend with 2 Black women champions, and they were they were very much like, and by the way, no, Black, like for real, like I said, Black with a capital B, like just so you know, like it's just really,
absolutely, they represent everywhere they go.
It's just really dope to see. And so like I just, I know that like when I watch them, I'm just kind of like, yes, like there are little girls who are watching, little Black girls that are watching. They're like, heck yeah, like we can, not only can we do this, but we can do this as ourselves, which is really dope. And so, like you said, just double extra props to them, both of them, for being just wonderful champions and representing not just their companies and their titles, but and their divisions, but just all of us the way they do. And Jade too. I'm sure she's gonna take a hot second to sit down and take a breath.
As well, she should. And then honestly, she should come back and challenge for the big belt.
Yeah,
that's what should happen.
I'm down for that, or I'm down for her and Chris Statlander to have an actual feud, like a real life story behind it situation to kind of get all that, kind of scrub all those things together clean and good.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I need Jade to get the belt. That I feel like it's time for her to move on from that title.
Yeah, I do agree. I agree.
Because it's the secondary title. She's not the second. We all know that she's the featured female act in AEW.
Yeah. The cool thing is too, it's pretty clear that she'll probably be a face when she comes back too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is nice because
cool.
Toni Storm is a heel, and that's our new women's. That's the AEW women's champion. Now we just moving along, I guess. Yeah, Toni Storm beat what's her face? Dang, what's her face?
Yeah,
that's
what's
terrible.
Her face?
I know her name.
This is what I depend on you for, because when AEW gets throwing people, I don't watch it.
Jamie Hayter. I know her name. It's just my brain hurts today. Jamie Hayter, who is injured in real life.
Yes.
So I thought they did
because she's injured. They did a great job.
And it was a great angle. It was more of like an angle than a match for real. But I thought that was great. It also, I think that the Outcasts needed some
little pep. They need something. Yeah.
And so for the fact that now Tony's the champ and they got to come off as big bullies and stuff, wonderful.
It works.
That was the best thing they could have done. Can I tell you
absolutely.
It's a match that no one's really talking about that much, and I've actually even heard people say it wasn't that great, but I thoroughly enjoyed very much.
Who, Wardlow now?
Yes, Wardlow and Christian Cage's ladder match I thought was fun as hell.
That was a very fun match. I don't know why people hating on it. That was one of the more entertaining matches of the night.
What else did they want?
I mean, you got these big monsters over here doing swantons off of ladders. I mean, come on. Like, yeah, I thought it was entertaining. Shit.
Shout out to Christian Cage for still being like dope.
He talk about people who can go. He can still go. Like for real.
Dope.
Like
dope.
Is it bad to say he can go better than
you're gonna say it? I know you. I knew you were gonna say it. I knew you were gonna say it.
But is it wrong though?
I can't say you're wrong with a straight face.
Yeah.
I can simply say that I think Christian has called his. I think Christian's called a shot better than Edge has in his comeback. His called his shots.
Yes.
I think his matches are his matches have been laid out a little have been laid out better than Edge's. I hate doing this comparison of the two. But
it's hard not to.
It's hard not to because duh.
You're right.
I love Edge, so I'm not and I've enjoyed.
No hate on Edge,
and I love Edge's. Yeah, and I love Edge's matches since he's been back. I know some people have, some of them have been too long. For sure.
I mean, look,
and I think that's what
Edge's
I mean by the layout.
Should be no long. By the way, suits them because no, that wasn't them. Never mind. But none of Edge's matches should be longer than 16 minutes. To be, I think it's a fair number.
Yeah, I think that's
16 for Edge. That's all I need to see from you. I would prefer 8.
You are the worst. I'll also say that Christian, I love the way Christian used the ladder. I don't recall him doing a bunch of jumping off the shit. He used it very.
He quarterbacks it.
He quarterbacked it, and then he used it as a weapon very well. He set some things up wonderfully. I think there was a couple table spots I think he might have did, but I think that he left the crazy ish to the young dude. He was like, "Yeah, Wardlow, go ahead, and if you feel like you want." I'll take it. I got it. I'll take it. I'll take it. But I think it was laid out wonderfully.
It was a fun match. I agree.
Fun, and I think it worked. I think it worked well. I shout out to Christian. I want to see him do more stuff. I think I want. Him,
I would love to see.
I
want to see one more match, Christian and Edge together. I would love it. I would love it. I would love it. All right. Finish up with the main event of the evening. It was the Elite versus BBC, right?
Anarchy in the Arena.
Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite. What an entertaining match. We have exploding head kicks, super kicks. We have all the tomfoolery, and it ends with the Blackpool Combat Club defeating the Elite. But before they leave, Kenny, the legendary Kenny Omega, says, "I have some friends, and I think Okada and them might be on their way."
Yes, Okada, or it's Kota Ibushi, or it's both of them.
I think it's Kota. I think it's both of them. To be fair, I think it's going to be Kota Ibushi and Okada. I think it's going to be both.
I think either way you go, we're going to have a good time at Forbidden Door. That's what I know.
We are going to have a good time at Forbidden Door. But the match was fantastic. What do you expect from all these individuals? They go out there and do their thing. I am more and more a fan of the Elite. Didn't think I would be at one point in time, but every time I see them, from their entrance to everything, when that music hits, whatever that 80s rock shit is, I be want to walk down the steps like them too. I love it, every bit of it. Feeling like Patrick Swayze. I love every second of it. That's what I'll be on. Man, I'm telling you, I feel like I'm about. Listen, I'm supposed to go out there.
I also come back every time. If someone just asks me, "Are you a fan of the League?" I'm like, "Yeah, they're cool. They're cool." And then I watch one of their matches like this, and I'm like, "Okay, no, they're cool. They're cool." They always make me a believer, every single time. Which I just always dope. Kenny Omega is ridiculous. I just don't
Wrestling
even
God.
It's just not even. There's not. That
dude. He's
Kenny
that dude.
Omega, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Bryan Danielson. Those are 4 wrestlers currently wrestling as we speak that are going to go down as 4 of the greatest of all time. It's just that. It's just what it is. And there's just not a lot of words you can say with it. Speaking of Bryan Danielson in this match, I loved him in this match because this is something you don't really associate with him until you remember how silly he really can be. And you're like, "Oh, that's right. He is a fool as well."
He's a goofball. Full-blown goofball.
And I love it. And I love it so much. Also, thank goodness, because I was a fan of Antonio Cesaro, then Cesaro, and now Claudio Castagnoli. I loved that segment of him power bombing or whatever, pile drivering one of the Jackson brothers in the truck, and I'm like, Yes, give him some shine because I think people forget how great he is. He's
In which he
phenomenal.
absolutely is. Hell yeah.
Those are
Let them
just
cook,
highlights for
and
me.
they
Those were
had give them an
highlights for
opportunity
me.
to let them all cook. Yeah, it was
Exactly.
a really really fun match.
And
But
I love
all
the
in all,
shenanigans at the end. I was like, yeah,
love the shenanigans.
let that I'm going to mispronounce his name, so I'm not even going to attempt. But the dude, the dude from Japan, who
Shibata.
is now Shibata. Thank you. That's not his name. That's not Shibata.
No, that's not Shibata. That it's Shibata's
No,
the other one. It was not. Dang, what is his name?
I can't think of his name
I'm
right
mixing
now.
them all up.
I'm not pronouncing it, so I'm not even going to try. But my point is,
Spell. What's the
um,
first two letters?
I want to say it starts with a
Takata.
T. No, to Takesh.
Takeshka.
Why are we doing this right now? It's
I just gotta find him. I'm clicking because I know
find
who
it.
it is. Now it's messing with
Yes,
me.
you can see him, fresh face, long hair,
I
browless.
know, no, I know who he is. I'm just trying to like remember, like, why am I not remembering his name?
I think it's Takesh, but I don't want to be wrong. My point is, he's been cooking, or I would say simmering, and the fans really love him. And I love that they
Yeah,
decided to turn him heel before he became a super baby face. And I love
for
that they put
sure.
him with the Blackpool Combat Club because that's going to be great. Because when he eventually turns on them, it's going to be amazing. It's
Yeah,
going to
it's
be huge.
Takeshka.
I was right. Yes. Okay. But I thought that was a really
Konsuki.
nice shenanigan twist to the end, and of course that opens the door for the forbidden door situation that we're thinking of, maybe a Kota Ibushi or Okada coming through to even the odds. So I think that was fun. Anarchy in the Arena is such a fun match. I mean, it started in 2020 when it was, when the arenas, when that's all they could do because nobody was in the arena. And none of them have been bad. They've literally
Always a good time.
they've had
They go
3
out there
good
to
ones.
have a good time.
And it's great because they're not held back and the crowd is having a ball. We're going to ignore the band lead singer in his ridiculous face paint because I'm going to just say no one saw him before they walked out. That's what we're going to say, right, Mr. Tony Khan? No one saw him before he walked out.
Yeah, that was strong. That was real strong. But we going because it was such a great weekend of wrestling. We're just gonna go ahead and omit that in this present moment in time. But for real, if you guys haven't seen these events, you need to go out there and check them out.
Yeah.
A lot of fun wrestling this past weekend. Even Raw was a lot of fun this past week. But yo, Dre,
What up?
welcome back. We
Man, this
back.
was right. We needed this. We back.
We
We
back,
back.
and we're gonna be back next week. We
Yes, we
back
are.
up and rocking, doing our thing. So do not forget to like, share, subscribe to this YouTube channel. This is the Scrap News, the fastest growing YouTube channel in all of combat sports. Please do yourself a favor, check that out. Also, if you want to see more of me, check out the Fight Podcast. Check, you can see more of me there. Ms. Jade, she's killing it on Twitter and everywhere else. So go ahead and follow her, what she's doing. Anything else we want to say in this episode before we get up out of here?
I just want to, I don't want to open up a can of worms, but I do want to state that the Four Pillars match was very good. I
Very
know
good match.
we
Yes, it
rushed through
was.
it a little bit. The Four Pillars match was very good. But I did see a lovely snippet of an interview from Pretty Ricky Starks, who is also amazing and deserves more, talking about how
Absolutely deserves more.
the
Yes.
Four Pillars thing is a little bit
Is BS.
yes. My personal opinion, I thought it was premature. This company is not even 10 years old yet. So how are you going to say what's a pillar and what's not? And although Ricky, I think technically, right, he joined after AEW's began. He's not,
Right.
he wasn't an original signee. I
But
think
numbers speak, and
let
that
that
boy
man
be
talk.
cooking.
Let that
Let
man
that
talk.
man talk.
And let's be
Because
clear.
uh-huh.
He's about the only one that I think really should take that title from MJF.
1000%. He actually, because he's the only one that the rest of them struggle when it comes to standing up to him, mic for mic. When
Yeah.
they're in there standing, they can't compete. You can see them like it sounds like it's rehearsed. When Ricky went
nervous.
up against
They
Maxwell,
sound nervous. Yeah.
yeah.
Which is,
When Ricky went up
duh,
against
but
him,
yeah.
Ricky was cooking Maxwell.
It's
Like
because he's ready.
cooking him.
But
He's
that's because
ready.
he's ready. And so
He's
I'm really
ready.
I am very excited to see whatever, because after his match or whatever, him and FTR kind of had a little backstage, like half a second and then he walked off. I don't know what that's about, but I want to see it, because if you're going to put Ricky next to FTR, I'm okay, because that means you're telling me I'm going to see Ricky more. Bullet Club Gold thing is cool. I know it's still it's still simmering. It's cool. But I want to see more. I want more for Ricky. Ricky deserves more, and I want more for Ricky, because he's one of the ones that's actually ready. Like, he's ready.
Yeah, because I mean, I honestly, I think Darby's fun to watch. It's not my style, but it's fun to watch. You know, Jungle Boy. Okay,
he's gonna turn heel, and I think, or he should turn heel, and I think that'll help him.
And that's the case. I'm here for it.
I think Darby improved during this feud. Darby improved in this.
Sammy. I think Sammy should be a TNT title type guy. If that, I mean, mid card dude. At this present moment in time, I just don't think he's it. I don't. I think he's had an opportunity.
He needs a character like
shift,
something.
It's not working anymore.
And I think it starts with his look, and then it goes from there. If I was on AEW, hi, Tony.
I mean, but the thing about it is, doesn't AEW give them a little bit more creative controls that they want to do with their character? That's what he wants.
I agree, and I also think that I'm not mad at him really trying to see and trying to like work with it and trying to see if he can get it over and get it over and get it over. I'm not mad at that. I just think that this should have showed us, okay, we got to do something different.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
I'm afraid, though, that, with his wife now expecting, congratulations to them. Ty, that's amazing. And they put that little announcement out during the thing. I actually, my sister and I called it before the cards went up. We're like, she's pregnant. and then they were like, we're expecting. We're like, see, we told you. Shout out to Liv Morgan, Alexa Bliss.
She's heal also up, Liv Morgan.
Alexa Bliss is also expecting, so that's exciting.
Hey, no wonder she disappeared.
Season. Sexy and clean.
People's fucking
baby season. I love that. Wait, what did you say? Never mind. Nope, I don't want to hear what you said. Nope, never mind. But yeah, I'm afraid that he's gonna think that that's gonna get him over as the face, and I don't know if that's gonna do it, but we'll see.
Heck yeah! Wait up. We'll see. We will see. I'm sorry, I was reading comments late. What was that?
I was like, that was it. I know. I was like, I didn't want to open up a can of worms.
All good. All good. No, that was good. That was good to talk about that. And Pretty Ricky, we appreciate that because we are fans of him on this here program. All right. But that being said, we'll be back every Tuesday. We doing our thing. I'm Serg Vicente. That's Miss Jade. Love y'all. Before we get out of here, we will go and leave you with some wise words from Joey Crack, the philosopher.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.